Like a big table, isn't there?
Yeah, I haven't done Willy Waver yet. I've got to do Willy Waver. That's my next rundown. For sure. Yeah. it was the one I missed, I think.
The one you missed, yeah.
Okay, final run. I'm on my own. I missed the first run, so I've added one on. I won't counting or anything. Hodge. Okay, pause the video. Yes, YouTube. Just wanted to explain that little Hodge plug that I just mentioned. I was on a bit of a go slow that morning and just didn't get going. Everyone went and did a lap before me, and then I joined them on the second lap. And then at the end, I kind of still had one more in me, and yeah, there's a little bit of banter around Hodge counting the laps that we were doing. Yeah. Anyway, so here we go. Okay, cool. Sixtapod, nice chilled cruise. Let's see how we get on, right? It's the first time I've ever gone from top to bottom on my own without stopping. I did slow down a little bit towards the end, but yeah. So I do Sixtapod and go into Willy Waver, and yeah, it's probably one of my favourite tracks, Willy Waver there. Yeah, so flowy. Unfortunately though, there's a section where I normally jump, and it seems like a lot of the trail had started to erode and fall apart, so they put cones and stuff down and kind of put me off doing that jump a little. But yeah, I'm going to try and commentate throughout the rundown where I feel it's necessary, and yeah, well, I hope you enjoy it. I'd also like to add that this was my fastest run down these tracks on Strava, which might have something to do with me being on my own and just not stopping, but also I was quite surprised at the end because I don't feel like I put an awful lot of effort into it. But what I did sort of focus on, especially in the early part which you've just watched, was just how I was riding the trail, just searching for that flow and pumping stuff and trying not to brake and just riding up high on the berms and stuff. Yeah, I think that kind of helped and contributed towards me getting a good time. Yeah. This felt so good. The speed's pretty good. You can tell it's still pretty choppy. That's the section I normally do the jump on, but you can see it all sort of eroded. The bank had sort of caved in. I think it was just due to having an awful lot of bad weather, quite a lot of rain. A friend of mine went off out there once and ended up in the bush. It took him a while to get back out. Just a little memory that always springs to mind whenever I go past that bit. I haven't rode with him for a while, to be fair. Hopefully I can get him back out this spring, summer. The other thing as well is at the end of this day, it turned out that I'd absolutely worn my pads out on front and back, and I didn't realise, and actually take that into my next ride the following weekend, which was an absolute mare, and you'll see that video this Saturday. Yeah, we go to the Forest of Dean, and it's way too slippy to not have brakes. Look out for that one. Bit of time in the woods there. A little bit of water on the ground, but it was really grippy. The trail gripped really well. Tyres did well on there as well. I think Bike Part Wells drains really well, to be fair, so yeah, can't really complain about that. Probably starting to tire a little bit now. You can definitely tell there's one section where I just sit down for about 2 or 3 seconds. I'm like, oh, this is going to look rubbish, right? Come on, crack on. Little crossover section there, just naturally slow down, and then we're back into the flow of things. This bit's pretty quick. Really enjoy this section actually. goes well. Whenever I'm not following someone, I always try and get my camera angle to sort of point down slightly lower, so you get more of the bike and the trailing. But if I'm following someone down, which I always try to do, I'll lift the camera up a little bit so you'll just find the bars are at the bottom of the screen and you get a picture of the view and whoever's in front of me. I remember coming off on this section and thinking, oh, do I let them go first or do I just crack on? And I looked across and I kind of got the nod, so I carried on. So that was Sixtapod there that I just finished, and I've gone into Willy Waver now. There's another section on here that I tend to jump as well, which I think's, yeah, there's a sign there saying, don't do it. And I'm like, what? I could have done that. There's nothing wrong with it. Such good flow on this trail. Even the red section, which is really rocky, it's coming up shortly, even that's really flowy. I didn't actually ride it the best that I can ride it actually on this time, but it was still okay. There was someone riding the blue beside me and I was kind of in race mode, I think. About it being official. These little berms are pretty cool. Again, quite a bit of trail damage. There's a few trails actually closed on the day just because the weather conditions. This is the weather's too bad to be riding those trails. It's too much risk. So that was quite considerate of them. I think we have to be told that sometimes, don't we? Otherwise we just throw ourselves down the hill. We made that section mellower. It was a few years ago, but I remember years back that rock section there used to absolutely take it out of you. And if you weren't hitting it with speed, you'd stall on the rock somewhere. But they've smoothed it out a bit. I'll drop my strava time at the bottom actually. Or I might actually, I'll put it at the end of the video so you can kind of see how I performed. This is that red section, so you can see someone there just going down the blue. Drop in. The flow's so good. It just pumps really well. But then there's two jumps in there which aren't obvious, that's one. I normally do a lot better on that. And this one as well, which I've definitely done a lot worse. But yeah, it's a good little section. Straight back onto the blue now of Willy Waver. A little bit more wet as you get the lower ground. But yeah, I mean, please feel free to add some comments in the comment section on how you think I've rode this trail. If there's anything that you would do differently, or if there's something you can see I'm not doing so well. Like railing that corner a bit better, make it a bit smoother rather than turning in it, but maybe I just wasn't going fast enough. But yeah, feel free to critique. I'm not looking for anything offensive, that's for sure, but yeah, if there's anything you can tip me off about, I'll see if I can add it into my mix. But yeah, there's the end of the video. Well, there you have it. Hope you enjoyed that. It's a little bit different, not something I've done before, particularly commentating over the top once I'd already done the filming. Let me know what you think. Maybe that's something I can do more of in the future. Finally, I just want to say you have to tune in to Saturday's video. It's at Forest of Dean. We had the wettest, muddiest, slippiest, most carnage day ever. And it was a good laugh actually, and pretty warm surprisingly, but wow, it was wet. Not for rain, just the ground was so it's soddened, and in fact we really struggled to get into Fod because a lot of the roads were all flooded and cars are broken down and all that lot. So yeah, anyway, point being, please tune in Saturday morning at 8 AM. Check it out. I'm watching the football, that's the noise in the background. Nearly. Peace out.